Hey guys, welcome back to Futures Trading Reviews. Originally I was going to do a longer video on Elite Trader Funding. It's a prop firm very similar to Apex, but they just had a very significant change. And so I'm just going to talk quickly about the sale that they have right now. It's 60% off the lifetime of your evals, so every month will be 60% off until you pass. One thing with Elite Trader Funding is if it will it'll reset your profits every month, so you don't have to buy resets like at Apex. So the big change that they had is unfortunately they're being forced by T3 to limit the amount of Elite Sim funded, which is what you guys would know as like a PA account. They have to reduce it from 20 down to 3. And it's because to remain in the alignment with the rules and regulations of our live market provider T3. So for those of you that don't know, T3 is the live market provider for Elite Trader Funding and also Apex. Basically what it means is with the prop firms you do the eval and then you get your PA account, and then if you reach certain limits in your PA account, then they make you switch to T3, which is live funds. And so basically when people are always asking are prop firms a scam, or they'll cut you off after a certain point, or this guy made $1 million and he got cut off, basically it's kind of half true but not really, because what they do is they cut you off from using your PA accounts, and then they will give you a position in live trading. Unfortunately with that, it means that there's professional fees instead of the discounts that you get from prop firms. And then they only let you have one account. So that's, I think, part of the reason for changing from 20 down to 3 is to prepare you to have only one account. Personally, I like the 20 accounts better, because then say if you made $150 per account, mentally you can just say that you made $150 instead of $3,000 in the day. And it's just easier to deal with that, because if you keep doing that, then the losing days won't hurt as bad when you lose $300 instead of 6,000. But unfortunately, they're not going to let you do that anymore. I'm hoping that this doesn't happen to Apex, but since it is the same company, there is that possibility, but I have no information on that. And yeah, so this information can be found on Elite Trader Funding's Discord. And now we'll move on to look at the evaluations that they offer. So their one steps are the same as what Apex offers, except for they have a 10K. Wouldn't really recommend that, because it only lets you have one position. Especially for the algorithms that I use and will be using in the future. Anything less than a 50K is not really going to work. 50K is right on the line. Personally, I like the 150Ks. Just to have a higher drawdown. Yeah, it'll take longer to get to your first payment, but then once you're at your first payment, you're kind of in the same boat as your 50K, but then less chance of losing your account. And one of the benefits of ETF is they have $80 per month for their elite accounts, but you can choose $80 a month and then switch to lifetime later. And another benefit is that the $80 per month is the same price for Tradevate or Rhythmic, or they also have other data providers, but I would recommend using Tradevate, because what you can do is use Rhythmic on Apex and then use Tradevate on ETF, and you can trade both at the same time using trade copiers. With Tradevate, you can add other prop firms as well, like Blue Sky or Trade Day or something, and you can connect them all to NinjaTrader, because you can have multiple Tradevates, but you can only have one Rhythmic. So use Rhythmic on Apex, and then because it's the cheaper version on there, and then come here and use Trade for the same price as it would be on Apex for Rhythmic. Another thing is it only takes a minimum of 5 days to pass your evaluation, but they do have a 40% rule, so you can't make more than 40% of the eval goal in 1 day. So if you had a 3,000 goal, you can't make more than 1,200 in 1 day. That's pretty reasonable, especially with the current algorithm I'm using from Holy Grail Algo. The daily profit limit is between 850 and 900, depends on how many trades it takes. So that's going to be definitely under the limit, and you should be able to pass in maybe like 10 trading days. Depends. We'll see how the HGA experiment goes. Right now it's going well, and I'll release another video on that later. So aside from their 1-steps, they do offer fast tracks that's not included in this sale. So how a fast track works though is you would buy the eval for $75. They do have sales on them sometimes, but it's just not on sale right now. And then if you use the 100K or the 250K, you'll get a free month of Elite. And again, Elite is just like a PA account. So you're basically gambling that you can pass the eval in a maximum of 14 calendar days, so 2 weeks, but that would only give you a maximum of 10 trading days if you schedule it properly and buy it on the right date. But then you do get the free month, and the only thing with the fast track for the $80 per month is that they do not allow you to change it to a lifetime after the $80. Just on fast tracks. Everything else you can pay $80 at first and then switch to lifetime later if you want. Their next product, end of day drawdowns. So you don't have the trailing drawdown during the day, so it basically calculates your drawdown at the end of the day, which is why it's called end of day drawdown. Which means like say you went up like positive 2,000 and then you went down negative 3,000. At the end of the day, it would calculate it as like negative 1,000, but as at Apex or something, they would count it as negative 3,000 in the drawdown. So they are more expensive even with the sale. And then they do have something called Diamond Hands. I don't know much about them, not very interested in it. You can hold positions overnight and weekends. That's more like a swing trading account instead of kind of like scalping or like intraday trading. And then they do offer the static evals. Again, very similar to Apex, but the 150K is the one with the max 4 contracts. The 1K has max 2 contracts. An important difference to note for Elite Trader funding is see how it says max positions too. So that means that even though you have 20 micros, you can't do more than 3 different trades at once, or more than 2 different trades. So say you have one position on NQ using like 5 micros, and then you have one position on ES using the other 5, then you would have still 10 micros left, but you cannot enter any more trades on, like you can't take the other 10 and use it on oil or something, because the max positions are 2. So with their regular accounts and the fast tracks and the end of days, it's not really a big deal because like the max positions on a 50K is 8, so you can trade like 8 different charts with a combination of 80 micros. So it's really only a concern with the static evals. So again, once you get to your Elite account, you can select the $80 per month at first, and then change to a one-time activation later. The only time that you can't change between the two is with a fast track account. It has to be monthly. They might change that in the future. So another great thing about ETF is that they basically support algorithms as long as they don't breach the terms of service. They have a automation trading section in their Discord, which you can find through this link. The terms of service, unfortunately, were updated yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to read through all of them. But so definitely like do it yourself. Read through the whole terms of service before you make a decision. A notable thing is in section K. You cannot engage in strategies that utilize high frequency trading. So basically like in and out in less than 10 seconds. Holy Grail Algo does sometimes have trades that last less than 10 seconds, but it's not like designed to do that. But with the NQ having a profit goal of 7.5 points, it can go pretty quick. So they do say no exceptions. But for other algorithms like gold line trades or like basically most others that don't use levels and market orders, like it'll be fine. So you can use your own judgment on that. They definitely mention only 3 accounts now, and they added some. Looks like they added some new rules on that. Yeah, so please read this for yourself and make that decision. So if we go back to this, and when we talk about how prop firms like force you to move to T3 or like other live funded accounts. So it was that ETF, your limits on your elite account were like the same size as the elite account. So say if you have a 50K elite account, which again is the same thing as a PA, then the maximum payout that you can get is $50,000. So I'm not sure if they're going to change that, but so that means it would be like best to do a 300K. If you're using like a bunch of algorithms, it has a max drawdown of 7,500. So it would take a while to get, and a profit target of 20,000. So that's like if you're gonna combine a bunch of algorithms and stuff. But in the short term, get either a 50K or 150K, get some payouts from that, and then replace them with larger accounts. Because like I said, and I can't guarantee this now that they changed a bunch of stuff yesterday, but the maximum payout for a 300K would be 300,000 times 3 is 900,000. Yeah, personally, from like what I've heard and stuff, between Apex and ETF, like the cutoff point is around $1 million before they get you to switch to live trading. So if you don't want to do, or sorry, the reason that some people wouldn't want to do the live trading is because for one, they make you use only one account. So like I think that's the reason why they're forcing ETF to like reduce it from 20 to 3 to get people used to that. But then you have to pay the professional fees. I think I said this before, I'm not sure. The professional fees, they kind of vary, but basically if you wanted to be able to trade like NQ and ES, it'd be $113, and then like CL, like oil and gas and stuff, like, and natural gas and gold are like two different. They're like NYMEX and the other one's something else. So it basically would be like $226 a month to be able to trade everything. So what you can do is get your own, use the elite accounts until you max out your payments from them, and then use that cash to make your own cash accounts. And the benefits of that is, for one, there's like no drawdown. There's no rules, especially almost every like cash account firm has no restrictions on automation of any kind, like not even just the algorithms that we're going to be using. And then like you can do the withdrawals like based on that firm, like the cash account providers, terms and fees and stuff. If you're American, you can use NinjaTrader 8 as a cash account through them. But if you're Canadian, you can't. I am Canadian, so you can use something called Iron Beam or Interactive Brokers. But Interactive Brokers, your minimum account size needs to be 2,000. At the Iron Beam, it's only 250. But if you do a cash account, you do have to pay the NinjaTrader license fee of $99 a month. So I wouldn't recommend it doing like cash accounts unless you have at least like $2,000, because you're not gonna make, like if you open a $250 micro account and like only trade micro contracts, is gonna, the $99 fee from Ninja is gonna eat into it. So yeah, like that's the option, is to just do your own cash accounts after you take the max payments from any prop firm. Otherwise, you can use their live market provider T3. What else? Yeah, so they still are allowing you to have more than, technically you can have more than 3 evaluation accounts, but there's kind of no, there's like at one point, personally I'm just going to stick to 3 evals now if I blow like PA accounts and have to redo them. But what you can do is you can buy, say like, you can buy 6 evaluations, use different algorithms on different ones, take the 3 that pass, pay the PA fee for that, and then the other 3 will be, if you pass them, they won't renew anymore, like you don't have to pay for them anymore, and they'll just sit there as past accounts, and they won't, they're dropping the 48 hours signing fee, limit, which if you guys haven't gotten a PA account before, it's the same at Apex. When they send you the contract and like the price of paying for a PA account, you only had 48 hours to pay for it. Otherwise, it would just expire and you'd have to like start over again. ETF is getting rid of their 48 hours rule so that you can just keep extra past evals in reserve in case you lose your elite account or PA account. Yeah, so unfortunately, like, it does seem to be a move forced on them by T3. I thought that ETF was like on track to take over from Apex and as like the #1 prop firm because of the better rules for algorithms. Even their payouts, they changed the payouts to $100 a day, if up to the maximum in the payout cycle. So the payout cycle is 1 month, and so say for example you had the 50K, your maximum payout for the first 3 months would be $2,000. So you can take out $100 a day for 20 days if you wanted, or any combination that adds up to $2,000 for that month, and then you have to do the trading days in between, and it resets the cycle again. For the first time, it's 15 trading days, and then the times after that, it's 10 trading days. So very similar to Apex again. The other thing is that for the first 12,500, you're in the 100%, and then it goes down to 90%. But so this is much less than Apex's free 100%. So that is like one downside, but I think there's a lot more upsides. So you can come on their website, look at the timeline for the most recent changes. And again, their sale price is 60%. I think that since they're being forced by T3 to only allow 3 elite accounts, I don't think that we're going to see any more 80% sales from them. They did have the 80% sales in the past. I thought we were going to see 80% for Halloween, but then these changes came out yesterday. So again, this is not the video that I planned on making for ETF. I planned on doing like a much cleaner, in-depth review, but completely threw me off yesterday with the changes, and just decided to make this quick video just because the sale is out today, and it's kind of important for everybody to be notified about the maximum account limit change. Yeah, so what I meant to say was since they're being forced to do only 60% sales, probably the best we're going to get, because like most people are only going to buy 3 instead of 20. So from ETF's point of view, it's they're taking a huge sales cut no matter what, because this is being forced on them. But yeah, if you're only going to buy 3, it makes sense for them to charge a bit more. At least they still have the sales, to be honest. Still better than other places like Blue Sky that only do like 40%, but they have like maximum 2 accounts. So again, definitely like read the terms of service for yourself. Go through all the rules, the FAQ. The timeline is where they show the their news updates. You can get your own referral link, and they do rewards points. So like every time you spend money, it gives you like a certain amount of rewards, and then you can use the rewards for either a free account reset or to get a 100k fast track, 250k fast track. I'm assuming that it's going to be very hard to get this now that people are only going to be buying 3 accounts, so maybe they'll lower the amount of points or triple it for every $1 or something, like in a promotion. If you have any questions for them, contact them. They have pretty good customer service, a lot more helpful than other prop firms, we'll say, in terms of their desire to help you and keep you around. And then definitely check out their Discord, where you can see the announcements such as this one. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my referral link on the screen and in the video description. You can find it also on the Discord. What you should do with every prop firm is never pay full price, because there's always going to be a sale at some point. If they're not as frequent as Apex sales, like there'll still probably be one a month at least. So never pay full price, and I'll always use somebody's referral link. If you don't want to use mine, use somebody else's. It helps everybody out in the long run. For me, it helps. It will help with getting more evaluation accounts for testing other algorithms in a similar challenge to the Holy Grail Algo challenge that I'm doing right now, which is going pretty well. The trading day ends at 3:20 for the NQ template, so I will be making the weekly update video on that a little bit later today. So again, if you don't want to use my referral link, use somebody else's. For the next algorithm that I'm going to test, I know a lot of people here, including myself, are very interested in the gold line trades one. I did not get it on the launch date. I anticipated that he would have problems with it. Bob's a really stand-up guy and stuff, but sometimes he doesn't listen to advice that he should listen to from people who actually have experience in algorithms and launching things, because if he listened to some of the comments, he could have avoided some stuff. But anyways, we'll review that bot when it becomes available for sale again. Maybe by November 1st, we'll be able to get that one, and then we can all share our experiments with that, and yeah, it'll benefit us all. So that's hopefully my next one, but we'll see what happens. And thanks again for watching.